at the moment.
There is an absolute crisis among us. Cockroaches. There is a dead one there. It's being eaten by ants, and there are 2 live ones in here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, I'm too scared to even look. Where? Where? Is that it? Oh, fuck, it's right up there, look. Oh my god. Look at the antenna on that fucker. Okay, these are the holiday books. Sorry, I did not give a proper introduction at all because of the cockroach fiasco, but these are the 2 books. I started reading this on the plane, page 106. So I've almost finished that one. And then I just bought a massive long thing. Anyways, I'm going to do a proper introduction, but we're going to get ready and everything first because there's lots to unpack. So, yeah. Okay, welcome vlog. This is an official rundown. I have no idea where to put you, so I'm just going to... That is the worst angle in the literal world. Hang on. Is that better? I mean, we're at the end of the bed, but it will have to do. I briefly introduced the books that I brought with me on holiday, and so my hair is freshly dyed. Love it. So I brought A Room of One's Own to read on the plane, and on the plane it was 2.5 hours, so I journaled for about an hour, I ate some food, and I read this, and I only have 20-30 pages left. It's really good. I'm really enjoying this, so I'm definitely going to give a recap of that soon. But I am currently reading Lord of the Rings, so I did promise myself that I wouldn't read Dune to finish Lord of the Rings because they are both very epic, high fantasy kind of vibes, you know, like they're classics for a reason. But I normally would bring just like 4 to 5 smaller books, but I just thought, you know what, let's just go for a big dense one, and then I don't have to keep packing every single time, and I can just throw it in my bag. And I'm so excited to read this because I've had so much. I've actually watched the films, and Dune 2 is genuinely an absolute masterpiece. I love it so much, and it's very wrong of me to have watched the films first. I never ever watch the films first for anything, so I'm quite disappointed in myself, to be honest, but it's okay because for Christmas my dad got me all of the Dune books, but obviously I've only bought the first one. I might regret it because I'm a fast reader, so I might not have anything left to read. This might just be a 2-day vlog, but anyways, these are the 2 books that I have physically with me. If I run out, I'll probably just pick something on my phone to read and give updates of that, but normally I overpack books, so I decided to lay back and see how it goes. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do this vlog as a travel vlog, as like just a fun vlog, but obviously reading and reading updates will be throughout, so yeah, come along for the ride. That position was absolutely killing me. Oh my god.
Yes, darling.
Okay.
There's an open door, but Anastasia come.
Santino gave me his shirt to wear. Kind of matches with my top, but judge by because it's kind of chilly. Why is it colder here? Like the breeze is cooler and nicer here than it is back in England. Yeah. Guys, I just found a free little library in Spain, and they had books in English, so I've taken 2. I love when I do that, when I find them, but I tried to find one in Spanish because I'm currently learning Spanish, so it would have been amazing to learn, but they didn't have any. It's a bit odd. Maybe it was like a multilingual one. I mean, I have no idea, but I have 2 books now, so okay, so I finished Miss Virginia Woolf this morning and I absolutely loved it, and I'm gonna journal about it because I didn't bring my reading like book reviewing book with me, my notebook. So I'm just gonna write it just in my diary and then keep it like that. So yeah. Ignore the painting, it's part of the aesthetic. I started writing a review, as you last saw. It's so weird filming like vlogs because obviously like it's been like hours since I last filmed something, but you've just seen it. So last time you probably saw me was writing a review of this on the beach. I didn't in fact finish that review because it was so sweltering hot. I was literally losing my absolute mind on the beach with just the sand and the water and everything. It got okay. It was getting so hot that I didn't finish it, but I'm gonna tell you my thoughts and feelings about A Room of One's Own because I have so many. First one being that I really liked the way this essay was structured. It was very easy to follow along with. Like, not only visually, she takes us through the certain places, like through Oxbridge, then to London, and then somewhere else. She takes us very clearly on like a literal and metaphorical journey, which I think the structure of it is very well done. Like it just makes sense for what she's trying to explore. Second of all, research-wise, and the texts that she brings up as evidence and proof for kind of her argument are just very relevant. They're very relevant. They make sense where they're placed, and I really like that about this. And third of all, I really enjoyed the way that she framed the question she was answering. Well, it wasn't necessarily a question, but it was more just like why women haven't had the same level or strength of voice in literature throughout just the literary canon and literary landscape. And she's very self-aware of the fact that there isn't really a solid answer, but she does explore possibilities and reasons of why that is the case and why women historically have not had the same power and the same weight in their words as much as men throughout literature. So she doesn't provide an easy answer. She acknowledges that it actually isn't really possible to give an easy answer because there's just lots of factors that factor into what she's saying. So there's a lot to think about, but she does explore it in a way that makes entire sense to me, and I really loved it. I'm gonna read you some quotes because it's just so well written. She articulates herself in such a good way. And oh my god, a final thing, this was literally the first thing I wrote in my journal about this book, was that she's very curious and she's very attentive. And she's very conscious of the fact that she cannot provide an answer, but her voice and her writing style is very firm, and it doesn't waver and it doesn't stutter as much as uncertain it is at certain points. And that, I think, is genuinely the biggest strength of this book. Okay, so I found two quotes that I really liked. And context for this book, I think, really matters because she's writing at a time where women were not as liberated to write the same amount and to write and have the same voice. So yeah, that woman then, who was born with a gift of poetry in the 16th century, was as unhappy a woman at strife against herself. All the conditions of her life, all of her own instincts were hostile to the state of mind which is needed to set free whatever is in the brain. But what is the state of mind that is most propitious to the act of creation, I asked. Can one come by any notion of the state that furthers and makes possible that strange activity? And in that same breath, this kind of counteracts it. I opened it. Indeed, it was delightful to read a man's writing again. It was so direct, so straightforward after the writing of women. It indicated such freedom of the mind, such liberty of person, such confidence in himself. One had a sense of physical well-being in the presence of his well-nourished, well-educated, free mind, which had never been thwarted or opposed, but had had full liberty from birth to stretch itself in whichever way it liked. All of this was admirable, but after reading a chapter or two, a shadow seemed to lie across the page. It was a straight, dark bar, a shadow shaped something like the letter I. One began dodging this way and that to catch a glimpse of the landscape behind it. It's really, really interesting. It's kind of introducing the ideas of politics and political superiority that men had, and how this has given them a freedom that is different, a liberty that she so talks about, that women so dearly wish they had. And that's why men kind of appear to have more free thinking, easygoing, just liberated thoughts and ideas that they could translate across the page, because they also had the societal power to do so, and they didn't have to face the same level of oppression. And I want to make it absolutely clear that she's not man-hating in this at all. There is no sense, I couldn't pick up on any sense of hostility that she had towards men and just the men at the time, but she explores it in a way that doesn't disregard men, but acknowledges their position and kind of tries to understand their logic in thinking. I haven't explained it very well at all, but it's just really, really well written, and she acknowledges so many things from like all different points of angles, so definitely give it a read. And then I just started Dune by the side of the beach. I'm not very far in, I'm 16 pages in, but I'm really, really liking the writing style, so yeah, I will let you know how that goes. The view here is just absolutely beautiful and I love it so much, but it feels like a while since I spoke to the vlog, but realistically it's only been less than a day. But I wanted to update you on Dune. I started reading it and I'm currently 52 pages in, so I haven't made too much progress because we spent the day at the pool today. We went to like this Aqualand park and it was amazing, but obviously I was just in the pool the entire time, so I didn't have much time to read. But tomorrow we are going to a city, I'm unsure which one yet, but it's a little bit over an hour drive, so I will be reading the entire time and giving you updates. As of like the writing style and the content, I'm really enjoying it. It's not overly written, like there's not an over elaboration of the descriptions, but I can vividly imagine what is going on, and some of the stuff is a little bit confusing just because obviously it's a sci-fi, so there's a lot of world building and a lot to get used to, but I think I'm slowly starting to get used to it and I can understand the plot and what's going on, and I quite like the different ways it's written. There are like at the beginning of each kind of passages, when certain things change, there's like a little quote from like the book of the thing. There's random poetry and singing in the middle of it, which is quite nice. But so far I'm enjoying it, so I'm excited to continue reading.
You'll put that in the bin and stuff.
Drinking my water. Sorry, that was...
I have read 126 pages in, and I will give a full update. I will give an update soon, but I haven't read that much different. It's just I haven't updated in a few days because I've been busy. Okay, hello. It's been at least a couple of days, but I have a few updates about Dune. I am now currently 200 pages into it and I am absolutely loving it so much. It's written really interestingly, like the thoughts of the characters and like the key things that they think are in italics, so it keeps their like their actual motives and their ideas like structurally stand out on the page. So I really like that. And it tells you kind of where the head of the character is at in terms of like which side they're on, whether they're part of Atreides or the Harkonnens. So it's very interesting. So it's written really well, and I'm really following along with what is going on. I'm highly invested in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. They have, okay, spoiler alert, if you don't want spoilers, slightly skip ahead, but they have been captured. The Duke Leto, whatever, he has been captured and he's been killed by I can't remember his name, it begins with a Y, and he killed himself by poison. And now Paul and his mom Jessica have escaped. They've escaped, and I haven't flicked back to, we haven't gone back to their POV yet, so I have no idea where they are. I'm assuming they're in some sand dunes, but it's really good. Like, I'm super duper invested, like highly invested. I have taken it with me on like the kind of road trips that we've done. I'm gonna move it lower. On the kind of road trips that we've done, we went yesterday we went to Malaga and we did a tuk-tuk tour, and that was really good. And then we kind of went around just the town. We went into the Picasso Museum, which was really nice. We got some ice cream, a local ice cream from the driver of the tuk-tuk. He gave us some insight into the best kind of ice cream around. Right then, best ice cream around. And then the day before, or a few days before, we went to Gibraltar and we saw the wild monkeys, and they had babies, and that was so cute. What else have we done? Just a lot of sightseeing and exploring. Obviously my mum rented a car so we could drive, it was really nice. But we're currently staying in Mijas, which is lovely, and now we're on the beach. You know what, I love wearing sunglasses, but it feels so weird to see the world like so shaded. But if I don't wear them, my eyes will burn off. Anyways, Santino and my sister are currently in the sea. I actually can't see. Oh, they're over there. They're having fun in the sea. I'm gonna go join them in a sec. But yeah, I just wanted to give a reading update because I haven't been able to for the past few days, and I've just been, well, reading, living, and enjoying my holiday. So yeah.